Here's why people with PTSD and CPTSD can't just get over it. First of all, what's the difference? PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. It usually comes from a singular traumatic event and includes things like flashbacks, nightmares, and general nervous system dysregulation. CPTSD is complex post-traumatic stress disorder and usually occurs in childhood and is a repeated trauma that occurs. And the reason it normally occurs in childhood is because when you're a child, you cannot escape that situation. It's normally caregivers or things of that nature, and it's a repeated traumatic event or traumatic situation. But if something happened in their childhood, why don't they just get over it? I got over it. My childhood wasn't great. Yeah. Okay, well, one, everyone's nervous system is built differently. And two, let's look at how the brain works. Imagine this is your brain, right? Okay, kind of shaped like a brain. And in here, this is your amygdala, and this is your prefrontal cortex. So every time your amygdala is signaled that there is danger, that is when that fear, flight, fight, fawn, freeze response comes in, your prefrontal cortex goes offline. That's right. It doesn't work anymore because the amygdala is in charge in that time frame. Now, what does that prefrontal cortex do? Well, it allows us to make decisions. It keeps track of time and spatial relationships. You picking up what I'm putting down here? So when you're triggered, even as an adult, even when things happened 30, 40, 50 years ago, and you can't understand why all of a sudden you are completely dysregulated over something that makes absolutely no sense, it might be CPTSD. And it might be because of something that happened in childhood that you don't even remember. That's right. If you were a baby and your caregivers did not pick you up when you cried and you learned that there was no response to your need, or say you did really suffer from a traumatic family environment, what most of us would consider trauma with a big T, abuse, alcohol, things of that nature, that creates a foundation that there is no safety and creates a whole view of a world that you're not safe, everything is out to get you, and you're in danger pretty much constantly. But the main point of this was the fact that when you are dysregulated, when that amygdala takes over and that prefrontal cortex has no control, that's when your trigger is in charge. And the part of your brain that goes, that was then, that's not happening right now, it doesn't work anymore. It's not there to make sense of the situation. And that's why people don't just get over it. Some people go their whole lives with CPTSD not understanding what their triggers are or why they feel the way that they do. And if you're neurodivergent, the likelihood that you experience CPTSD as a child is phenomenal. Because how can you live a life having all of your experiences invalidated by caregivers and everyone around you and not have some sort of traumatic response to that? So whether you suffer from CPTSD or PTSD, or you know someone that does, all I'm saying is don't expect them to just get over it. It takes work, time, safety. It takes learning how to regulate your nervous system triggers. And it takes understanding from the people around you. I hope this brought you a little understanding. And if you enjoy this type of content or this type of information, please don't forget to tap those buttons on the side. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.